All right, hello everybody. Today I'm really tired making this. It's my first podcast, and I have the creator of Night Stalker, also known as Reaper, in my show with me, and so we're going to make a podcast today, and it is officially 1:10 right now in the morning, and we're a little tired, but we're bored. And we have no idea what we're going to talk about, so this is going to be really interesting. So, what do you want to talk about?
I was thinking more along the lines of just um, well, what people think that can never be explained or able to comprehend.
So,
That's my ringtone, people. At least for this point in time.
I have no idea what's going on right now. Someone calling you?
No, that's a notification saying that my battery's fully charging.
That is your song that plays when your phone's battery
It's
is fully charged.
It's my notification.
My phone goes bloop when the battery is charged.
Or maybe you can do that off of that Hero
Oh,
movie.
Big Hero 6. Ba la la la.
Ba-la-la.
Or something like that. So, like, the unknown. The unknown. I find that really funny because one of the main characters in my show is Owen the Unknown, and there's not a lot of stuff on him except what Ninja Boy says about him, and that
He's
is,
just kind of a mysterious, all-powerful figure.
yeah, which could be almost godlike if
Well,
you think about it, but he's mortal though.
he has godlike powers.
Well, not in my show. He doesn't like destroy things unless
Well, I'm
he
not saying he
absolutely
destroys
has
things.
to.
I'm not saying he exactly destroys things. He wants to protect people.
Well, his alignment. I don't know what his alignment would be. Let's see. Ninja Boy would have an alignment of chaotic good, so the vigilante almost. Um, Arcot would definitely follow. Well, no, he's mercenary, so probably neutral good. Um, uh, then there's Reaper. He would be chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral would be like uh, here, to give you a good idea of what I mean by alignments, is everybody is placed in alignment. Um, it goes lawful good, neutral good, and um, chaotic good. Then it goes lawful neutral, true neutral, chaotic neutral, lawful evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil. Lawful good is like Superman. He answers to the cry of help. He's there to help, to save. Neutral good would be like if you've seen Firefly, the captain, I think it was Mal or something like that. I can't remember. His alignment would be neutral good because of his acts of generally doing good things that kind of benefit him and his crew, but he has that neutralness of, yeah, I can swing both ways, going a little chaotic and also a little bit of lawful good sometimes. And then chaotic good would be like your Punisher, your Arrow, your vigilante type heroes. Um, Lawful neutral would be like that one's a little difficult. Um, it's kind of like somebody who lives with a code but doesn't do things that are generally good nor generally bad. That's kind of the best way I can describe it. And the true neutral,
So they stick to a code of balance.
um, no, not exactly. That's what true neutral is. True neutral would be like, is since it's exactly in the center of the alignment chart, you you would have death and life in the center of it. For every good thing I do, or well, every good thing I do, I have to do at least another bad thing. That's kind of how that is. It's someone who doesn't take sides but believes in balance. Um, and so, anyway, that's the best way I can describe it. Chaotic neutral is like that type of person that goes, I don't care about anything. I will do what I want, but doesn't do anything good nor generally bad. Kind of just does whatever it wants. Kind of like a true neutral, but a neutral still has that left and right when it comes to balance.
When I was thinking about the creation of Reaper, I always thought of him as like someone who is a chaotic good, but at the same time believes in that balance type deal.
So that would put him in between chaotic good and chaotic neutral. Neither one of them is bad. Um, and then you have lawful evil. Lawful evil would be like Darth Vader. They live by a code, but generally do things that are evil.
No, Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, Anakin Skywalker. Yes. He made I believe a Jedi would be considered neutral good because, well,
No, a Jedi is supposed to be.
There's, I guess you could say, you could argue that they're lawful good because they're trying to have the peace within everybody, and they live by a code. So that would probably put them in the lawful stages. But then you also got to remember you got Sith and Jedi, and then you have other factions out there that are anyway.
Now here's something I'm gonna say right now, and it will probably confuse the hell out of you guys, and probably Jacob. That when you think about what we perceive as evil or good, that how can we truly prove that something is good or evil?
Well, without evil, there can be no peace, and without peace, there can be no evil. And I'm actually wearing a necklace of the yin and yang right now because I believe in balance. Some of you guys might disagree with my philosophy of balance, but I'm not going to go on a rant because I don't want to offend anyone of their beliefs or philosophy. Anyway,
you're basically just saying what you believe, and what they think of it, they can't judge you for it.
They can judge me all they want. Will I care? No. But anyway, neutral evil would be like the chaotic evil's pet. Like I think the best way to describe that would be like a zombie, or the from one of the pictures would be uh, the, the xenomorphs or whatever. Xenomorphs, the the aliens and aliens. There's Xenos. You've seen Alien versus Predator, right?
Oh yeah.
The aliens, yeah, the reptile things. I can't, yeah.
They're called xenomorphs?
I think so, if I remember correctly.
Anyway, I've ever known
they generally do things evil, but they don't necessarily go psychotic and kill a lot of people. But then they also don't live by a code either. Normally they're commanded to do something, like you'd see in Aliens.
Well, for one, they're just The way I see it is, it's a creature that's just trying to survive.
Um, yeah, I would agree with that. Um, and then chaotic evil would be like the Joker, someone who's
Yeah,
psychotic and does things that are evil, left and right.
I don't think you. Well, if you had someone you was related to in your family that was like the Joker, that would be kind of.
Well, if somebody of chaotic evil alignment would show signs of, I guess you would say insanity, because
Well,
they would be. Well,
technically,
it
he
depends
was
on what type of insanity, though.
because he only had a certain type. He wasn't. He was still able to function and talk to people.
Well, don't.
He just had a psychotic view of how the world should work, or at least considerably.
Well, let's say I was of chaotic evil alignment. I would kill people for the fun of it. That's pretty much the best way to describe that. And all of them are put into this, you know, this chart. All the goods that are up top would be the ones that save the puppy. The ones in the middle would be leave the puppy to its fate, and at the bottom it would be kill the puppy. That's the best way to look at it. That's why you know balance is an interesting thing, because you have your goods and your evils, and then if you also believe in karma, if you do a bad thing would happen to you. If you do a good thing would happen. But the definition of good and bad can't describe each other without the other one. Like
What?
it's like someone walks up to you and says, "Oh, that's evil," and ask them the question, "What is evil?" And if they
Exactly.
say everything that is bad, I don't be like, "So how do we depict if something is bad?" Because good tells us that is bad, and bad tells that is good. I guess that would be what I would do. Because coming from a biblical standpoint, you can't have God without the devil.
No, you can't. The way I've always thought
If
about it is, it's if you truly think about it, it's two sides of one being.
well, if
Technically,
you look at the yin and yang, you have the black one with the white dot, and then you also got the one that is white with the black dot. And I think uh, this is the best way to say it is in every bad person there is a good person, and in every good person there is a bad person, and that that's kind of one of my philosophies too. Um, but trying to find out who is the hard part.
who's evil, who's good,
Well,
who's
like I said,
neutral.
you can't have evil without good. So, I mean, I picture myself as, I don't know, that's kind of difficult because
Well, you can judge yourself by your standards all
my
you want.
opinion, I think I am an evil person with a good person inside, because I like to joke around with people and like,
Be a
well,
dick.
not being a dick is too much. I mean, I'm not gonna go out and like hurt anybody. I don't do that.
Kind of like
Um,
how
if
some of our friends have done that.
Well, but then I can also argue the other point of me being a good person with a the evil part inside, the white and the dark, because people see me as, I guess people would view me as uh, a good person, but if you tick me off, I'm pretty sure I'm going to
Beat someone
not
else.
well, no. take, the lawful way and do something, which is what I'd probably do anyway. Or if it, depending on how bad it is, I might have to punch somebody. And this may sound a little argumentative, but I don't believe in violence unless you are protecting things you love or yourself.
Then it is
There's that,
absolutely
I
necessary.
draw a line for myself. I've never been in a fight, and the one reason is I'm a big person. I mean, I don't work out, but I'm a big person, and I don't know the limits of my strength because I've never physically tested it all, especially when it came to fighting. Yeah, I've done some labor here and there, but it's not nothing that I would call like, oh, I'm muscly, I'm going to beat you if you say the wrong thing to me. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that person. I mean, it's just all a matter of perspective.
For the most part, yeah, but some people just don't care about perspective. If they see something wrong with
Oh, yeah.
that,
Shoot first, ask questions later.
yeah, they just won't care.
Yeah.
They just want to get this shit over with and then just move the fuck on.
Yeah.
That's how I see with a lot of people going about their everyday lives. It's you go to work and you just want to get the job done, and
Okay.
you just want to get paid and you want to go home.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that. I'm not a schedule person
Either I hate shit.
either. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I just don't like living by social standards.
Neither do I.
Like like the fad stuff. I don't understand that. Like, what kind of phone do you have? I got an Android. Oh, you suck. Why do I suck? Because you don't have an iPhone. Last time I checked, I didn't need an iPhone to be quote cool unquote or in quote. Wow, I'm tired.
Well, you don't have to have an iPhone to be the shit.
Yeah.
I mean, having an iPhone would be like, yeah, I'm a pimp now. It's just who gives a shit?
Yeah. Everything is becoming a fashion statement.
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just, I don't want to be an offense to everyone here, but I'm just trying to make a point. If you're gonna be if you're gonna be a bitch and just gonna be a fucking girl and just sitting there being all like, oh, fashion and just like, please don't touch my clothes. You're gonna get all dirt and fingerprints on them. Who fucking cares?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather stay in my nothing box all day than have to deal with that.
Well, for example, like the fad stuff, like YOLO and swag, when that, I mean, it's cooled down a little bit, but when it first started booming, it was annoying. And I still know a few people that do that, and I don't understand why they have to use that vocabulary. I mean, it's nothing against them. I mean, if you want to go around and talk like that, sure, you got freedom of speech. I'm not going to take that away from you. I can't take that away from you, and I will never try to take that away from you. But, there's a time and place where you should act smart and where you can act yourself. And then also plays a role in society. We really don't grow up. We just learn how to act in front of people. And that was a quote I saw somewhere. I
No, there was a quote I also read, and it actually reminds me a lot of the characters I created, Night Stalker and Reaper. And I actually based the philosophy of their background, their everything. Just it's a really awesome quote. I have been trying to live my life around it, but um, he had told me that at one point that I was not realizing the truth because of the quote I always believed in so much, and that it reminded me of the characters I created and that I was so proud of. And I just absolutely love this quote. It is, life asks death, why do people love me but hate you? And death replies, because you are the beautiful lie, and I am the painful truth. And that's what a lot of corporate media, it's what me and my friend here, me and Jacob, believe that a lot of the corporate media will just feed you a beautiful lie and tell you, oh, just stay calm. That's when you GTF the fuck out.
GTF the Foco. That's what it sounded like to me. GTFO is what you were trying to say. To
GTFO.
follow up on that, one of my philosophies, and a lot of you will probably disagree with this, I think one reason we live is to die. Maybe for a greater purpose, like a god that you would believe in, or gods, depending on what religion you are. But I personally believe we live to die, and when we die, we go to an ideal place that we all believe in, that you would believe in, would be a better way to state that.
Well, you got it done pretty good, didn't you?
I've done a lot of growing up. I mean, like I said,
Well, I wouldn't say
like I
growing
said,
up. I would say realizing more aspects of life is the way I would describe it.
well, like I said previously a while back, I think a lot different than a lot of people would. I mean, I would assume so, but it's just scary that I don't know why I think this way. Because no one lectured me about this. I grew up in a Baptist church. I I also went to a Lutheran church for a while. I went to a children Bible group when I was like 6, I want to say. It was called Awanas. Um, I read the books of the Bible. Um, I also studied other religions. Uh, I will not go into detail. I've also talked to a few people that are of different religion from me, and I think it's cool. But will it change the way I think? Probably not. Because I believe in what I want to believe in, and no one can tell me otherwise.
No, no one can actually push any other ideas onto you, and even if they were to do so, it is your choice and your choice alone whether or not you want to believe it.
Well, no one can tell you that you have to believe this. That's not how it works. You have to believe this because I told you so. No, I'm in America. I can believe in what I want to believe in. And before this podcast started, we were talking about how I don't care if you're a Satanist, hail Satan. I don't care if you say that every day. I don't care if you serve him in your weird ways or whatever way you do.
You think we sacrificing cats?
Well,
and
you
dogs.
can't. I mean, as long as you stay within the bounds of the law, I really don't care. um, it, and that also comes with a really touchy subject. I'm bringing it up because I'm bored, and I'm gonna probably get a lot of crap for this, but
Hey, you got my support.
well, this is where it becomes a political issue. Gay marriage. Okay, from my biblical background as a Baptist, gays aren't accepted. But I really don't care. As long as you keep it to yourself, I'm fine. I mean, you can tell me you're gay, and I'll be like, cool.
Yeah, as long as
But
they don't
do not touch me whatsoever.
yeah, as long as they don't start hitting you.
If they hit on me, that's fine. But they're not, I don't want to be touched. If you want to hug, yeah, I'll hug you. I've been around a lot of gay people before, and they're cool. They weren't going to harm me. They weren't going to force me to believe in any way. They were cool. Don't touch me unless I am willing to be touched, and not in a sexual manner. Just to make that clear to you guys. um, but yeah, that's basically all I have to say about that. I know, that's just a really touchy subject.
Well, it's your personal opinion, and
Well,
no one can really judge you for it.
I have the freedom of
Well,
speech.
yeah, people are gonna-
I can blurt that out all I want. But I'm not going to change other people's belief. If what I say changes your belief, go right on ahead. You can adapt my philosophy or whatever. If it was already your philosophy, cool. I mean, I don't care. As long as you're doing things within the law, I guess you're fine. And it just comes down to that don't hurt me or I don't hurt you kind of thing. And that comes in with balance and the eye for an eye thing. And that is why that's why balance is kind of my main philosophy. And it's the only thing that's made 100%. Oh man, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm tired. It just makes a lot of sense to me. That's what I was going to say. I understand it more than a lot of things that people have tried to tell me. And, you know, I'll even hold conversations with someone that'll last up to 3 hours long, and everything about their opinion wouldn't affect what I believe in. I would agree with them and understand them, and I think understanding is a really good trait in people. But then it's also a matter of perspective. So
I always thought we had our each unique perspectives that in our own strange ways that we had. I always thought that we had some hidden potential that we somehow, well, I guess you could say evolved away from, just kind of let go. That we had some point the like we had it in some point of our evolution, or at some point in our human history. I'll tell you one thing: history is written by those who have hanged heroes.
History is written by the victor. Yeah.
That's a better way to put
And
it.
before we made this podcast, when we were down by the high school, I told you guys the quote I made, right? I'm gonna tell the people here something. I made a quote in an English class the other day, and we had to do it to get a grade. But it does have a lot of meaning behind it. It may sound similar to something that you've heard or read. I just want to let you guys know that I did not steal it from anything. It was simply something that just came out of my head when I wrote it down. Just wanted to make that clear. And it says, everything you see, everything you hear, and everything you are told may not be the truth.
That's a beautiful line.
It's kind of that type of thing that the world is out to get you, but when the world is out to get you, you'll find out who the real people are that will stick by you and fight by you, with you, till the end.
I always defend my friends till my last dying breath. Defend my family too.
Yep. And I believe I was talking about that line that I draw for myself about if it comes to you or your loved ones, you should be to fight for it.
And to the death, if you have to.
And to come back in a uh, political standpoint, I believe it was Benjamin Franklin. I'm not 100% sure, but was it Benjamin Franklin or George Washington? But I'm pretty sure it was Benjamin Franklin. He said people who uh, give their rights up or something like that for something else. Never mind. Just forget it. Just forget it. I can't remember it. I'm not gonna butcher it and screw everything up.
So basically, they're giving their freedom away to protect those they love. Is that what you're trying
It's
to get
more
at?
like you're giving up your freedoms. Benjamin, let's just cut that off from now before I butcher it.
I always thought, growing up, I was always taught that the universe itself has it has a flow of energy that flows through all different things. That there are other beings out there just like us. You could say other types of humans, even.
Alright. Well, coming from every perspective that I can think of what you said, biblical, it's possible because God created man and stuff. It's possible that he probably created more than just one.
I do believe there is a God.
You do believe? Well, I'm pretty sure you do. But and then you have not to try and destroy anything here. Pagans are generally polytheistic, but accept more than one god. Wait, wow, I just screwed that up. The pagan. Man, I'm butchering it. I'm sleepy.
Yeah, we're all kind of tired.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'm not trying to destroy anything here.
I think what he means to say is that that
Shit. Yeah, I've lost it.
yeah.
That's the second time now.
Well,
I think
think
third.
about all that I've said, and you wrap it up, and you get what I'm trying to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Because I believe that there is a hidden potential that, I mean, hell, it may not exist within us right now. We may have evolved away from it.
Yeah, and
But I think there's a unique power, or powers, whatever the case may be, that the human mind can comprehend and harness.
see now, for those who keep up with my channel and actually watch the stuff I post,
You can watch it.
um, uh, I posted the first 4 chapters of my book, and this just to give you guys a little bit of background of the book. Mark plays the role of me, basically me going through life um, before I moved in with my father. But anyway, and it comes in with that mentalness that, or well, not mentalness, but that ability of using our 100% of brain power and things that we don't understand. And a few things that are in the book I put in there to add more effect. Like I believe I said that Mark's last name was changed so the stepfather could have more authority over what Mark does. That never happened to me. um, the the school is actually different in the book from what I was raised in. Um, but anyway, uh, the prologue of that book, they were talking about a metamorphosis. The female voice and the dark and the guy in the dark armor were talking about the metamorphosis for uh, for those who actually listen to my reading podcast thing that I did. Um, but it's supposed to be that mentalness or that brain compatibility that we have not been able to obtain yet as human beings. But it's also a matter of perspective. And I write the book because I was inspired by a dream that I had. And the dream is running through the school looking for something and then looking across the cafeteria to see a female. And when I had that dream, I approached this female figure. And the next thing I know, I was looking into her eyes. Her eyes were different than our eyes. And they were shaped really funny. I mean, they were still human in nature. Like, it still had the white of the eye, the pupil, and the color. But, like, for example, you know how, like, you have that black dot in your eye and then you have the color? Well, the color wasn't exactly round. It was shaped as though it was like a reptilian like dragon. For those who know the Skyrim symbol, it kind of looked like that, except it was more robust and jagged, and it was also uh, reddish brown. And the pupil, the black dot in the eye, was smaller than average. And that dream was what inspired me to write my book. And for some reason, I felt as though I should write about the human mind as well. And that's why I threw in the psychiatrist, even though I've never met one, in there to add a really good twist to the book that will happen later on. But I believe that there is something that humans have not been able to obtain because of two reasons. Someone doesn't want us to have it, or we're not meant to have it.
Who says we're not meant to?
That would be the unknown. That is what the humans should be scared of. That's what I am somewhat scared of.
When you're looking at someone who's not. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. I am a little bit scared, but I mean, I am just someone who always just has to know. I just have got a major Jones for the kind of knowledge of the untapped potential of just a being.
So you want closure, you want to know the truth.
Yes, I wanted to know the truth of, well, just kind of learning the laws of the universe. And I mean, you could just, what my dream is finding the untapped potential of people as us as humans, that we will be able to find a power that one that we're, if some other race has it on another planet or not, we're not just gonna take it. I mean, people tell me, "Oh, the greatest power is within," and that's not what I'm getting at. I mean, like I have always believed growing up that there is a power that's either around us or within us or both, that we could just let out and it would be just, well, hell, I wouldn't even have words to describe it.
Yeah.
Just the moment you see that, you would not be able to, you would not have words to describe it. That is my dream. That is what I want to bring into this world.
Well, what if it's there? You just can't get it.
Find a way to get it.
I mean, you have to think about reality itself.
As humanity moves forward, we try to find a way to get to it. I mean, someone had to find a way to invent the first engine. People said it couldn't be done.
Yeah.
People said, "Oh, no one's going to be wanting to ride on this weird contraption, that being a train." It happened. There's a lot of things that happen throughout history. Oh, you cannot bottle light. It happened.
The light bulb, yeah.
I mean, so many things have happened over the centuries that people have said that were impossible and told those scientists that it was impossible. I mean, hell, I sure as hell may not be smart, but I believe I'm headed in the right direction. I have believed in this stuff strongly, very, 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 very strongly. I mean, it is, in a way, become a religion, in a sense.
You can believe whatever you want to believe. But if you take the red pill, I will show you how far the rabbit hole
The blue pill.
goes. You can stay in Wonderland and believe what you want. What you can believe whatever you want to believe.
Well, I'm taking-
And if you think about that, the Matrix is really good. That's why I like it so much. Is because they didn't. Neo was going through the life he thought was real, and come to find out, he was like what, some sort of simulation thingy, I guess.
He was a grown human.
Yeah. But
Basically, it was just a
and that's kind of like that red and blue pill is is really good because if you think about it, it's like for example, let's say like a girlfriend or a boyfriend is cheating on someone, would you want to know the truth and live with the sorrow, or have the person continue cheating on you? You know, I mean, that's not a really good positive way of thinking of it, but you know, those are like the options. I mean, it may not be the only two options. There's probably more options, but if you look at that as itself, it says a lot. And Neo took the red pill because he wanted the truth.
Exactly.
And he came into what was now reality, and the Matrix being
Just
the painful, or the beautiful lie.
no, the Matrix itself was both the beautiful lie and the painful truth at the same time.
Well,
because he was living in it and just living about his life, going to his job every day. That was the beautiful lie. And then when Morpheus came along and said, "You take the red pill, we'll show you the painful truth. We will show you. Just you're gonna be shocked."
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was.
And it's weird how we connected those too. I mean, it may not be like a really good connection to some of you, but it makes sense to us. Easy.
We're probably some of the only people on this earth that can explain it.
Well, I'm not gonna say that there's people that aren't like-minded like us,
Well,
but
I'm
pretty
not
sure
saying
there's
isn't.
people. I'm pretty sure that there's gonna be people that are gonna think complete opposite of us, and I can't remember where I read it or where I heard it, but Americans like to argue, and that's kind of true.
That actually gives me an idea.
What's that, a debate thing?
No, starting a group that the stuff we've been talking about, right? Finding the truth of reality. Just kind of what we've been talking about.
Right.
Start a group and then just people who want to join.
Yeah.
I mean, you can start a group and just feel like red pill, blue pill, your choice. Because it's just like religion. It's entirely your choice.
Right. Or you can choose not to have a religion.
But some people do go that route.
But that's kind of argumentative. You can argue that not having a religion is a religion, but then you can also argue not having a religion is not a religion, period. And I'm not going to say anything on
that actually kind of puts a curious question to mind.
What?
The Matrix thing?
What
if Neo took neither?
If he took neither, that would have put him at the blue pill. because he's believing what he wants to believe.
Both.
There's no both option. If there was,
Well, if you think about it, you still could. That technically you believe what you want to believe. That's what people tell you. That's what you want to believe.
right?
So technically, it is kind of like the blue and red pill, if you think about it.
Well, yeah, and it'll sort of follow
I mean,
back
like,
up.
even if you choose the red pill, you're technically taking the blue pill too, because you're actually choosing to believe what people tell you.
Right.
And
Well,
Neo did, because he, well, look around. I mean, that apocalyptic world wasn't exactly thriving. Well, the machines were.
well, they were all like underground, weren't
A lot of them were.
they? Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell
And to
they were
follow
eating.
back up on what I said, my quote that I made, which is what we see, what we hear, what we're told, isn't always the truth. And to follow up using the Matrix, remember the scene where the guy was the traitor, and he's talking to Agent Smith, and he says, and they're in that restaurant, and it says, "The Matrix is telling my mind that this steak is juicy and delicious." You remember that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
I mean, that's just something I thought of off the top of my head, but, you know.
He was kind of an asshole in that movie, too.
Yeah, he's the guy that
But screwed them all over.
screwed them all up. I remember playing the video game.
Matrix?
Yeah.
You
Place-
played
yeah.
the Matrix game?
I had the Path of Neo for PlayStation 2, and that had like, I want to say 300 plus missions. And it had all 3 movies in it.
I was hearing about that, but I wasn't exactly sure if it actually existed.
It exists, I have it. It was a great game. The graphics were good, the fighting engine was good, the ending last mission was funny.
How?
It had like this blue pixelated guy and the white a blue pixelated guy, and I want to say a pink pixelated guy, if I remember correctly. And they're sitting in chairs in that white thing. Remember in the Matrix where Neo and oh man, Trinity were in the Matrix, and Neo says we need guns, lots of guns. And all the guns start flying in. Well, these pixelated characters are sitting there in the room in the chairs that you see in the movie when Morpheus and Neo are talking, and they're talking about how like they have this super boss, and then it's just really funny because like one of them starts talking super fast.
Hi, I'm Andy Wachowski.
And I'm Larry Wachowski.
Or rather, these are the digital projections of our mental selves.
First of all, congrats on reaching the final stage of this game. You kick ass.
Yes, we salute your excellence on the gaming field.
Now, the real reason we're here is to discuss the big problem we faced in turning these 3 movies into a video game. You see, at this point in the story, Neo stands on the verge of Satori, ready to resolve the paradox of choice and choicelessness, of free will versus fate, but that can only be achieved through an act of surrender, which occurs after he has abandoned the perspectival nature of truth, accepting the totality of present consciousness, which ultimately allows an evolutionary transition.
Transcending the Cartesian dilemma through the emergence of delimited spirit, which then provides the world with a choice of a third path, the path of Neo, the path of peace.
You promised you wouldn't do that. Shit. Sorry. I think what my brother's trying to say is, at this point, it's martyr time. Now, maybe that works in a movie, but in a video game, the Jesus thing is, well...
Lame.
Really lame. If you're like us, Then right now you're ready for 15 minutes of sweaty palmed button-pushing action to kick the crap out of some big badass boss.
So we suggested to Shiny that we change the ending.
We thought it would be cool after Smith rose up screaming, "It's my world." The other Smiths jumped onto him, merging into one massive monster Mega Smith.
So if you're ready, it's time for a little Hulk versus Galactus action.
Good luck,
You'll need it.
and enjoy enlightenment.
Yeah, yawning too.
Fuck. Yawning is contagious.
Yeah. Well, this podcast is already
It's already an hour long.
an hour long. An hour long. We said we're gonna make it for 30 minutes, and here it is.
Well,
54 minutes and 25 seconds.
if you think about it, when you have a good conversation going, it can go on forever.
Yeah. I mean, for my first podcast, I mean, I'm pretty sure the quality's gonna suck. And we're really tired. And we've already butchered. I've personally already butchered some of the stuff that I was
didn't
gonna use.
mean to.
I know. I just couldn't remember.
Sure, people understand. Most.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
oh man, that was a long ass conversation.
Yep. Another yawn. Ugh. So that means we started at like 1.
Oh, about 110.
Yeah. I think I remember saying that at the beginning. Okay. Well, I'm that tired. I don't even remember doing that.
No,
It's
it's you know what's
2:05
funny?
right
Wait.
now. The little Wayne kitty.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's just out. We've been wiggling our feet around. It's just like I don't give a shit.
Why did Jesse name him Little Wayne anyway?
When he was a kitten, his eyes were super huge, and he looked like an alien. And I don't know why. He named him Lil Wayne because his eyes were really big, so he kind of looked like an alien.
Right. Another yawn. Wow.
Someone's really tired.
Man, I'm getting ready for bed. I got a long day tomorrow. Not really. All I'm doing is driving an hour and a half and then fine.
So I think we should break up, dude.
Eh.
I think it would be an interesting thing. People can talk about, like, what they believe and, what, like, ideas of, like, I believe that you could probably just have that whole thing going through some meditation, which I've actually tried doing, and it actually seems to help in a way.
Every time I meditate, I end up falling asleep.
Really?
Yeah. So I think going to sleep is my meditation. And I think that's about time.
Technically, meditation is a form of, it can be a form of sleep.
Well, that's all a matter
Debate.
of perception or whatever. Because some people have dreams and then wake up and do something or see something that they've seen while sleeping. I have that.
That's like premonitions.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even about anything important. It was just like, oh, my pencil broke.
Yeah. Like, I remember one time. Did I tell you about the time where I went to see a movie and I wasted money on it because I got in there and I realized that I'd seen it somewhere but not in, like with my own eyes. Yeah, it was weird. I think it was like
I
Men
thought
in
it was
Black 3 or
weird
something.
that Jordy, that he pretty much had a nightmare when he was a kid that the Starship Troopers, that the bugs started burrowing into people's brains, and he never saw the second one. And surprisingly enough, that's what the second one is a lot about, is where the bugs start burrowing into people's brains and starts controlling them.
Huh. I saw Starship Troopers 3, and I didn't like it, so I
Well, you should
didn't
check out all three of them.
hesitate to watch.
You should check out all three
Wait.
of them, because the first one,
I'm
I
still
personally,
hesitant on watching the second
well, personally,
one.
I
The
think
first
the
one is amazing.
first one was awesome. I mean, it kind of sucks that the red, what was it, the red
Let's not talk about it because of spoilers and stuff. Some people may have not seen it, but yeah.
True.
But that's one thing that really grinds my gears, and that is spoiler alerts. I hate spoiler alerts.
Well, if someone
I hate
spoils it for me, it really doesn't matter, because I'm most likely
I
to
hate
forget
spoilers unless I tell someone that I'm not going to see it, so just tell me. But I hate it when like I'm watching something or reading something and then they start talking about something and then it's like, really? Come on. I did not want to know that. And then I get really mad. Like Walking Dead, someone like was talking about it and then they were talking about something that happened and I started watching the show and I didn't know what part she was talking about and come to find out that it was a spoiler and I was really mad.
What was the spoiler? Well, no, you can't say it.
I'm not gonna say it because
Well,
some people are
you can tell
watching
me. You
it.
can tell me after the podcast.
Oh yeah, I can tell you. I'll tell you later. After I get to sleep. Ah.
That was loud.
Yeah. Just checking to see how well my program can pick me up from over on this side of the bed.
Your mic
My
is sensitive.
my mic for my laptop sucks.
Well, it's still registering.
It still shows that it's picking up our vocals and stuff, which is good.
You know what we should do tomorrow? I have
What?
no idea when you're leaving, but we should wake up early enough to where we'll listen to this and see how good the quality is.
Oh, I'm not too worried about the quality of the thing. I already know what to do, and it'll sound good. I won't sound like Dolby 5.1 surround sound, but it'll sound good. I think they had like 7.1 or something. I can't remember what number it was. And
Well,
technology advances so quick.
last time I heard about like good sound was the 5.1 surround sound. That's the last I heard.
Dolby 5.1, yeah. And then there's like 5.5, I think, somewhere. I can't remember.
I don't really understand.
I'm not
a
gonna
lot
say anything
about.
because I don't know all the facts yet.
I don't really know a whole lot about speakers, so
I
like,
have.
oh, it's putting out this many decibels. I'm like, I don't understand. I'm sorry, but my brain does not compute this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm gonna bitch stuff and there's gonna be much spoiler alerts.
I'm not you know, when it comes to spoiler alerts, I just get really, really angry.
Well, then again, if it's a movie you're not too Jones in to see, but you're not particularly like on the road to completely not wanting to see it, so it's kind of like it's just kind of okay. Did I have any moments like that?
Dude, I have no clue what you were talking about because I'm so tired right now. I like zoned out.
Okay, well, ow,
I think
my
I,
knee just popped.
I think I'm gonna end the thing now.
All right,
Alright.
well, we might create a group or something. Jacob will probably post it on his channel what it is, or I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. He'll probably let you guys know.
Yeah.
And this is, you know what? I'm just gonna go with Reaper now on because it's simple.
So you're gonna be the name of.
I'm just gonna go with Reaper.
It's a good thing I didn't call you by your name during this.
Thank you.
So this is Reaper, and yeah. I mean, I guess we're playing with an aliases now, but that's fine.
Well, I'm gonna have an alias for now.
Yeah, I think
And besides,
I mean, the people already know my name, but I'm probably not gonna have a face reveal for a while. Still trying to find a good way to do that. But I need to start making some Walfish videos again, but I'm stuck on what to do right now. I have a good idea what I'd do. It's just that it'd be so short. What's the point of even making it? I'm not leaving you guys until after that show is done. And even when that show is done, there's still things that I'll be doing. Like I have this idea of making spin-offs of the main series, the Storyteller series, and it's all gonna be before that happens. It's all gonna be like way before it.
how it comes up to that.
Yeah, they're all gonna be connected in its own weird way. Another yawn. Wow, that spiked on the mic scale thingy. Anyway, talk to you guys later.